What happens to the body when you drink too much coffee? Excessive coffee consumption can have a range of effects on the body beyond the typical boost in energy and alertness. While moderate coffee intake can offer certain benefits, indulging in too much can lead to various adverse outcomes. From increased heart rate and anxiety to disrupted sleep patterns and digestive issues, the consequences of overdoing coffee can be significant. Additionally, caffeine dependency, high blood pressure, and potential impacts on bone health are among the concerns associated with excessive coffee consumption. Understanding the effects of too much coffee is essential for making informed choices about one's caffeine intake and overall well-being. 1. Palpitations and irregular heartbeat. Excessive coffee consumption can lead to palpitations and irregular heartbeat, particularly in individuals sensitive to caffeine. Coffee's main active ingredient, caffeine, is a stimulant that can temporarily increase heart rate. Consuming too much can cause the heart to beat rapidly and irregularly, potentially leading to feelings of fluttering or pounding in the chest. For some people, this effect may be more pronounced, especially if they have underlying heart conditions or are particularly sensitive to the stimulant properties of caffeine. Monitoring coffee intake and being aware of individual sensitivity to caffeine is crucial to avoid potential adverse cardiac effects. 2. Anxiety and nervousness. High doses of caffeine can induce anxiety and nervousness, exacerbating symptoms in individuals susceptible to anxiety disorders or panic attacks. As a central nervous system stimulant, caffeine can prompt the release of stress hormones, leading to heightened feelings of restlessness, unease, and jitters. Those with pre-existing anxiety conditions are more likely to experience intensified emotional and physical reactions to excessive coffee intake. Managing caffeine consumption is crucial for such individuals, as reducing or eliminating coffee intake may help alleviate anxiety-related symptoms and promote overall mental well-being. 3. Insomnia and disrupted sleep. Caffeine, being a potent central nervous system stimulant, can disrupt sleep patterns significantly when consumed in large quantities. Its stimulating effects can interfere with the body's ability to unwind and fall asleep naturally. Insomnia is a common consequence of excessive caffeine intake, causing difficulty in both initiating and maintaining sleep. Moreover, even if sleep is achieved, the overall quality of rest tends to suffer. Prolonged sleep deprivation resulting from chronic caffeine-induced insomnia can lead to fatigue, decreased cognitive performance, and mood disturbances. To promote better sleep hygiene, individuals should be mindful of their caffeine consumption, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime, to ensure a restful and rejuvenating night's sleep. 4. Digestive issues. Coffee's acidity and the presence of compounds like chlorogenic acid can irritate the stomach and intestinal lining, triggering digestive issues. Acid reflux, characterized by a burning sensation in the chest, and indigestion are common symptoms that may arise from excessive coffee consumption. Additionally, the stimulative effect of caffeine can lead to increased gastric activity, exacerbating stomach discomfort and bloating. Moreover, coffee's mild diuretic properties can stimulate urine production, potentially causing more frequent trips to the restroom. This increased urination can lead to mild dehydration if not compensated by sufficient water intake. Moderation in coffee consumption and being mindful of individual tolerance levels can help mitigate these gastrointestinal effects, promoting better digestive health and overall well-being. 5. Addiction and withdrawal. Regularly consuming large quantities of coffee can lead to the development of caffeine dependence. The body becomes accustomed to the presence of caffeine, and when consumption is abruptly reduced or stopped, it can trigger withdrawal symptoms. Common withdrawal effects include headaches, irritability, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and mood fluctuations. The severity of these symptoms can vary depending on the individual's level of caffeine consumption and their sensitivity to its effects. Withdrawal symptoms can be challenging to manage and may discourage some people from reducing their coffee intake. Gradual reduction of caffeine consumption over time, instead of sudden cessation, can help ease the transition and minimize the intensity of withdrawal symptoms. It is essential to be aware of the potential for caffeine dependency and to make informed choices about coffee consumption to maintain a healthy balance and minimize the risk of withdrawal effects. 6. Bone health. Excessive coffee consumption has been linked to adverse effects on bone health due to its potential impact on calcium absorption. Coffee contains compounds known as polyphenols, which can interfere with the absorption of calcium in the intestines. High intake of coffee, especially when consumed with meals or in place of calcium-rich beverages like milk, may lead to reduced calcium absorption over time. Calcium is essential for maintaining strong and healthy bones, and prolonged inadequate calcium intake can increase the risk of osteoporosis and fractures, particularly in older adults. To mitigate this potential risk, individuals who consume significant amounts of coffee should consider incorporating sufficient dietary calcium from other sources and ensuring a balanced diet to support optimal bone health. 7. High blood pressure. Caffeine can cause a transient rise in blood pressure due to its stimulant properties. When consumed, caffeine stimulates the release of certain hormones that narrow blood vessels and increase heart rate, leading to a temporary increase in blood pressure. While this effect is generally mild and short-lived in most individuals, those with hypertension, high blood pressure, or pre-existing heart conditions may experience a more significant impact on their blood pressure levels. For such individuals, even moderate amounts of caffeine can potentially trigger notable spikes in blood pressure, which can be concerning for their cardiovascular health. It is crucial for individuals with hypertension or heart conditions to be cautious about their caffeine intake and consider alternative beverages with lower or no caffeine content to manage their blood pressure effectively. Regular monitoring and consultation with a healthcare professional are recommended to ensure proper management of blood pressure in these cases. 8. Increased stress hormones. Excessive coffee consumption can lead to the stimulation of stress hormones, such as cortisol, which may have detrimental effects on overall well-being. Cortisol is released in response to stress, and when caffeine triggers its production, it can contribute to heightened feelings of stress and anxiety. Prolonged elevation of cortisol levels can negatively impact the body, leading to increased heart rate, blood pressure, and potentially compromising the immune system. Additionally, chronic stress induced by excessive coffee intake may affect mental health, causing irritability, mood swings, and difficulty coping with daily challenges. To maintain a healthy balance, individuals should be mindful of their coffee consumption and consider incorporating relaxation techniques, exercise, and adequate rest to manage stress effectively and promote overall wellness. 9. Dehydration. As a mild diuretic, coffee can promote increased urine production and fluid loss in the body. While this effect may not be particularly noticeable with moderate coffee consumption, excessive intake can lead to more frequent trips to the restroom and higher fluid output. If individuals do not adequately compensate for this fluid loss by consuming enough water or other hydrating beverages, it can potentially lead to mild dehydration. Dehydration can cause various issues such as dry mouth, fatigue, headaches, dizziness, and reduced cognitive function. To prevent dehydration, it's essential for coffee drinkers to balance their coffee consumption with sufficient water intake throughout the day. Paying attention to thirst cues and staying well hydrated can help counteract the diuretic effects of coffee, ensuring optimal hydration and overall well-being. 10. Dependency and tolerance. Regular and excessive coffee consumption can lead to a phenomenon called tolerance, wherein the body becomes accustomed to the effects of caffeine, requiring higher amounts to achieve the same stimulating results. As tolerance develops, individuals may find that their usual coffee intake no longer provides the same level of alertness or energy boost, prompting them to increase their coffee consumption. This cycle of escalating consumption can become problematic, leading to even higher tolerance levels and potential adverse effects on health. Moreover, relying on excessive caffeine intake to counteract feelings of fatigue can disrupt natural energy patterns, and may result in further fatigue and reliance on coffee to function. To avoid falling into this cycle, individuals should be mindful of their coffee consumption, consider occasional breaks or reductions in caffeine intake, and prioritize healthy lifestyle habits to maintain sustainable energy levels and well-being. Conclusion. Excessive coffee consumption is a prevalent habit in today's fast-paced world, driven by the desire for increased productivity and alertness. While moderate coffee intake can offer certain benefits, such as improved focus and mental clarity, indulging in too much coffee can lead to a range of negative effects on the body. This topic explores the consequences of drinking too much coffee, shedding light on the potential impact on various bodily systems and overall well-being. From its influence on heart rate, sleep patterns, and digestive health to the development of caffeine dependence and withdrawal symptoms, we will delve into the physiological and psychological effects of consuming excessive amounts of this beloved beverage. Understanding the implications of overindulgence in coffee is essential for making informed choices about our caffeine intake and prioritizing our health and vitality.